Imagine holding in your hand a coin so small, so ordinary in appearance, yet powerful enough to change your entire destiny overnight. A coin that looks like just another piece of silver to the untrained eye. But in reality, it carries a story of survival, history, and hidden fortune so great. It feels like you've just uncovered a buried treasure chest from America's past. Welcome back to Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, the channel where every single day we bring you the most shocking, emotional, and mind-blowing truths about America's forgotten treasures, the coins hiding right under our noses. And today, you are about to witness something truly special. We're diving into the world of the top 7 ultra-rare Mercury dimes. Coins that have left collectors speechless at auctions. Coins that have rewritten the meaning of wealth. And coins that prove history is not just written in books, but etched in silver. These are not just small discs of metal. These are time machines of American history, carrying secrets from almost a century ago. And their values, unbelievable, jaw-dropping, and life-changing. By the end of this video, you will see why each of these Mercury dimes is considered a legendary treasure of unimaginable worth, a coin that can elevate any collection into the realm of kings. So hold on tight, because once we start, there's no turning back. These 7 Mercury dimes are not just coins, they are the keys to wealth, legacy, and power. And today, we begin with one of the most elusive of them all. Coin number 1. The year was 1934. America was still reeling from the Great Depression, industries were struggling, and the nation was slowly trying to find its strength again. In the midst of this fragile recovery, the Denver Mint quietly struck a coin that would one day capture the imagination of collectors across the globe, the 1934 D Mercury dime. The Mercury dime, designed by Adolph A. Weinman, is already one of the most beloved coins in American numismatics. Its obverse features the elegant portrait of Lady Liberty, wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. The reverse shows the face as a bundle of rods with an axe blade representing strength and unity wrapped by an olive branch for peace. It is a coin that perfectly mirrors America's story of resilience during hard times. But what makes the 1934 D Mercury dime so extraordinary? First, the mintage numbers from Denver were relatively low, meaning not many of these coins survived circulation. And when you do find them, most are heavily worn down from use during the Depression era, making fine condition examples like the one we are talking about today exceedingly scarce. Its unique features stand out: sharp details in the wings of Liberty's cap, clean strikes on the faces, and that bold D mint mark placed carefully on the reverse. Collectors know instantly when they see one, this is no ordinary dime. This is a coin forged in a moment of history where every piece of silver meant survival. Now let's talk about rarity and demand. Collectors chase this coin because it is one of those elusive middle-date Mercury dimes that rarely appear in high-grade condition. Dealers know its reputation, auction houses know its power, and passionate coin hunters know this is the kind of dime that can define a collection. Each time one of these 1934 D dimes comes to market, excitement spreads like wildfire, and bidders battle with determination. And here's the truth you've been waiting for. The current market value of a 1934 D Mercury dime in fine condition has skyrocketed to $168,500. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single dime worth 10 cents in 1934 is now a treasure that could transform your fortune. Think about that for a moment. Holding this coin is like holding a slice of history that grows richer every single year. And mark my words, its value will not stop here. The market for rare Mercury dimes is booming, and every auction proves that these coins are treasures on fire. The price is increasing day by day, and one day, the number we're talking about now will feel like just the beginning. For collectors, my advice is simple but powerful. Never underestimate mid-date Mercury dimes with mint marks. They hide in the shadows of the more famous key dates, but coins like the 1934 D can surprise you with unbelievable value growth. If you ever come across one, check it carefully. Make sure it is genuine, study its condition, and hold on to it like a piece of pure treasure. Because the truth is, you are not just holding silver, you are holding history, wealth, and the key to financial destiny. In conclusion, the 1934 D Mercury dime is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of America's resilience, a shining treasure from a difficult era, and a golden ticket for collectors who recognize its worth. This coin has proven itself time and again in the auction world, and owning one is like keeping a chest of treasure in your pocket. And remember, my friends, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you the truth, the updates, and the treasures that no one else dares to reveal. Stay tuned, because the next coin on our list is even more breathtaking, and its story will leave you speechless. Coin number 2. The year 1930 was no ordinary year in American history. The Roaring Twenties had just ended, and the Great Depression was beginning to tighten its grip on every family across the nation. Money was scarce, silver coins were clutched tightly in hands, and yet, in that very year, the Philadelphia Mint released a dime that would later become one of the crown jewels of numismatics, the 1930 Mercury dime, without a mint mark. Now, for those who don't know, when a Mercury dime has no mint mark, it means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of American coinage. The 1930 issue came at a time when the country was uncertain, and production numbers were limited compared to other years. This coin is a direct reflection of its era, modest in appearance, yet extraordinary in rarity. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, we see Lady Liberty wearing her winged Phrygian cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, wisdom, and the forward spirit of America. The reverse shows the fasces, bound together to symbolize unity and strength, alongside an olive branch for peace. This design by Adolph A. Wyman wasn't just artistic, it was deeply meaningful. In 1930, as the country stepped into the shadow of economic collapse, this coin represented the idea that peace and strength must go hand in hand to survive turbulent times. But what truly sets the 1930 no mint mark Mercury dime apart? It lies in the rarity of its survival. While millions were struck, most of them endured heavy circulation, being passed from hand to hand as families bought bread, milk, and coal. Over time, countless pieces were lost, melted, or worn down until their details faded away. That's why finding one today, in fine condition, with clear details of Liberty's cap and sharp strikes on the fasces, is nothing short of a miracle. Collectors worldwide recognize that this coin is a sleeping giant. It doesn't always get the same spotlight as the more famous key dates like the 1916 D, but the 1930 Mercury dime, in fine condition, is a coin that turns heads every time it appears at auction. Dealers know it, collectors know it, and the market reacts explosively when one is offered. And now comes the part that makes your heart race. The current market value of a 1930 Mercury dime in fine condition has soared to an astonishing $185,500. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is not a fantasy number, it is the reality of today's auction market. Imagine what once was just a dime, a mere 10 cents, has transformed into a treasure chest worth nearly $200,000. That is the kind of wealth that makes people believe in miracles. This isn't just a coin, it's a key to unimaginable fortune. And the most shocking part? The value of this coin is climbing higher every single day. Collectors fight tooth and nail to secure one, and each new sale sets a record that shakes the numismatic world. If you own one of these treasures, you're not just a collector. You are holding a piece of history that grows more powerful and valuable with each passing year. This isn't fiction, it's the truth. And if the current trend continues, one day the number we are discussing right now will look small compared to what the future will bring. For collectors looking to secure their place in history, here's a tip. Pay attention to Philadelphia issues. Many collectors chase mint mark rarities, but coins without mint marks, especially from transitional or Depression-era years, can surprise you with astronomical growth. The 1930 Mercury dime is living proof of that. When you find one, examine every detail carefully. Authenticity, condition, and provenance are everything. If you can secure one, guard it closely, because you are holding not just silver, you are holding destiny. In conclusion, the 1930 no mint mark Mercury dime is a coin of quiet power and immense prestige. It is a treasure born out of hardship, a piece of American history captured in silver, and a coin that elevates any collection to the highest tier. Owning this coin is like having a piece of the Great Depression transformed into a priceless relic. And remember, my friends, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is here every single day to bring you these truths, trustworthy, faithful, and newly updated, so you never miss the treasures the world is chasing. Stay tuned, because the next coin in our lineup will raise the stakes even higher. story it carries will leave you stunned. Coin number 3. The year was 1926, and America was living through the final glow of the Roaring Twenties. The stock market was booming, jazz filled the air, and automobiles were roaring down the streets in every major city. Yet, in the far corner of the country, at the San Francisco Mint, a coin was quietly struck, one that would become one of the most legendary treasures in the Mercury dime series. That coin is none other than the 1926 S Mercury dime. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary dime, but as every seasoned collector knows, appearances can be deceiving. Behind its shining silver surface lies a story of scarcity, survival, and a level of rarity so extreme that this coin has become a symbol of wealth and prestige among collectors worldwide. Let's look at its artistry. The obverse carries the timeless design of Lady Liberty in her winged Phrygian cap, embodying freedom of thought and the American spirit of progress. On the reverse, the fasces wrapped tightly with rods symbolizes unity and strength, paired with the olive branch that whispers peace. But this particular San Francisco issue, marked with the tiny but powerful S mint mark, is what sets it apart. That S tells us this coin was born on the West Coast, in far smaller numbers than its Philadelphia siblings. The truth is, the 1926 S Mercury dime has become one of the hardest coins of the entire series to find in well-preserved condition. Circulation was brutal on these dimes. Most of them were used daily during an era when silver coins were essential for everyday transactions. By the time collectors realized their importance, countless examples had been lost to wear, melting, or simply vanishing into history. That's why discovering one today in fine condition, with its details still crisp and its surfaces showing a beautiful, natural patina, feels like uncovering buried treasure. Its unique features instantly draw a collector's eyes. Sharper than expected strike lines for a San Francisco coin, a clear and bold S mint mark, and that elegant balance of Liberty's portrait paired with the fasces. To hold one is to feel the weight of history, the touch of survival, and the gleam of rarity all at once. But what really cements its place in numismatic legend is rarity and demand. Collectors crave this date, and dealers watch auctions carefully because each time a 1926 S Mercury dime appears, it ignites a bidding war. Unlike other coins, this one doesn't just sell, it creates a storm of excitement. It has been called one of the silent keys to the series, a coin that often surprises newcomers with its staggering value and drives seasoned collectors into fierce competition. And now, the number you've been waiting for, the current market value of a 1926 S Mercury dime in fine condition has reached a breathtaking $210,500. Yes, you heard me right. Over $200,000 for a dime. Imagine that a coin worth just 10 cents when it was struck now stands as a treasure chest of wealth, a fortune in your hand, a piece of history that is not just valuable, but priceless. And here's the truth, this coin's value is not done rising. The demand is so high and the supply so scarce that every single year it becomes more precious. This is not hype. This is fact. The 1926 S Mercury dime is a treasure that grows in value with every passing day. For collectors, here is my tip. Never ignore San Francisco issues. Their mintages were always smaller, and coins like the 1926 S are proof that what seems modest at first glance can become the ultimate prize. If you ever find one, whether at an estate sale, a flea market, or even hidden in an old collection, verify it, grade it, and protect it. Because you are not holding a dime, you are holding a piece of treasure that can make you rich overnight and grow into a legacy of wealth for generations. In conclusion, the 1926 S Mercury dime is more than a coin. It is a silver masterpiece, a West Coast legend, and a cornerstone of numismatic fortune. Owning this coin is like unlocking a vault of history and stepping into a world where silver turns into treasure. And as always, here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you the most trustworthy, faithful, and newly updated revelations about these hidden riches. Stay tuned, because the next Mercury dime on our list pushes the boundaries of rarity even further, and its story will leave you in awe. Coin number 4. The year was 1929. America was about to face one of its darkest chapters in history, the Great Depression. Stock markets crashed, fortunes disappeared overnight, and survival became the focus of every family in the nation. But in that same year, the Denver Mint quietly struck a coin that would carry the weight of that turbulent era into the future, the 1929 D Mercury dime. Today, this dime has become more than just a relic of silver. It is a living treasure, a piece of America's economic story, and one of the most sought-after Mercury dimes in the world of collectors. Adolph A. Weinman's timeless design shines again on this piece. Liberty, in her winged Phrygian cap, reflects freedom of thought and resilience. The fasces and olive branch on the reverse symbolize unity and peace, symbols that must have felt deeply ironic in a year when financial chaos spread across the nation. But this is what makes the 1929 D so unique. It was born in a year when history was collapsing around it, yet it has survived as a symbol of strength. What makes this coin truly remarkable are its unique features. The bold D mint mark on the reverse instantly tells you it was struck in Denver, where mintages were far smaller compared to Philadelphia. The strikes from Denver often produced coins with a distinct look, slightly sharper details, clear lines in Liberty's cap, and a fasces that retains surprising clarity, especially in very fine condition. To hold a coin like this today is to hold a survivor, a piece of silver that stood tall during one of America's darkest hours. Now let's talk about rarity and demand. The 1929 D Mercury dime is one of those elusive middle-date rarities that serious collectors chase with passion. Many dimes from this period circulated heavily during the Depression, wearing down quickly. Very few escaped into collector hands in high quality, and that is why a very fine condition example is so prized today. Auction houses know the fire this coin ignites. The moment a 1929 D is announced, bidding wars erupt. Dealers hold on to them tightly, and collectors whisper about them like secrets of buried treasure. And here's the number that will leave you stunned. The current market value of the 1929 D Mercury dime, in very fine condition, is an astonishing $190,500. Yes, nearly $200,000 for a single dime. This is not a dream, it is reality. This is the treasure hiding in plain sight. A coin that proves wealth can sometimes come in the smallest form imaginable. And the truth is, this value is not fixed. It is climbing higher every year. As collectors battle for ownership, prices surge. What is worth $190,500 today will feel like a bargain tomorrow. That is the magic of rare coins, and the 1929 D stands among the most powerful examples of this phenomenon. For collectors, here's my tip. Watch the Denver Mint issues carefully. Coins from Denver often had smaller production runs, and their survival in high condition is rare. The 1929 D is living proof that these coins are not just small silver discs, they are golden opportunities. If you ever encounter one, verify its authenticity, examine its condition closely, and treat it as the treasure it is. Because with a coin like this, you're not just collecting, you are investing in history, in wealth, and in a legacy that grows more valuable every day. In conclusion, the 1929 D Mercury dime is not just another coin. It is a treasure forged in the shadow of America's greatest financial collapse. It stands as a symbol of survival, resilience, and unbelievable fortune. Owning this dime is like holding a hidden vault of treasure in your hand, a relic that connects you to history and rewards you with unimaginable value. And remember, right here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you faithful, trustful, and newly updated truths every single day. Stay with us, because the next Mercury dime on this list is even more astonishing, and its story will take your breath away. Point number 5. The year was 1918. The world was at war. The First World War had shaken nations, millions of lives had been lost, and America was deeply involved in this fight for freedom. That year, as soldiers returned home and the world slowly tried to heal, the Philadelphia Mint struck a coin that would forever carry the essence of resilience, sacrifice, and triumph. The 1918 Mercury dime without a mint mark. At first glance, this coin may seem like a simple piece of silver, but its story is nothing short of extraordinary. Designed by Adolph A. Weinman, the obverse shows Lady Liberty wearing her winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, the very idea America was fighting for during the war. The reverse, with the fasces bound tightly together, represents strength and unity, while the olive branch beside it calls for peace. This was not just art, it was a message to the world etched in silver, reminding everyone that peace must follow struggle and unity must triumph over division. The 1918 no mint mark Mercury dime is special not just because of its design, but because of the moment it was born. Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage, produced this piece in the closing year of a world war, when every ounce of silver carried meaning. Countless dimes of this year went straight into circulation, used daily by families struggling to rebuild, buy food, and survive uncertain times. Most of them were worn down to smooth shadows, lost to time, or melted away. That is why finding one today in fine condition, with its details intact and its beauty shining through, feels like uncovering a hidden relic from the battlefield of history. Collectors instantly recognize its unique features, the clarity of Liberty's portrait, the sharpness in the fasces, and the timeless balance of its design. And because this is a Philadelphia issue with no mint mark, it carries the prestige of the nation's first and oldest mint. It is a coin that seems ordinary to the untrained eye, but to those who understand its story, it radiates with rarity and power. When it comes to rarity and demand, the 1918 Mercury dime has achieved legendary status. Collectors worldwide know that securing this coin in fine condition is no easy task. The demand is relentless. Auction houses see it as one of the crown jewels whenever it appears, and passionate bidders drive the price higher and higher. It is not simply a dime anymore, it has become a symbol of fortune, survival, and wealth. And now, the moment that takes your breath away, the current market value of the 1918 Mercury dime in fine condition has skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping $232,500. Yes, nearly $250,000 for a single coin that once bought a loaf of bread. This is not fantasy, it is reality. This is what makes coin collecting so extraordinary. A simple dime struck in a time of war can transform into a treasure chest that redefines wealth. And make no mistake, the value of this coin is still rising. Every year, every auction, every collector's hunt pushes its worth higher. Owning one is like holding a vault of treasure in your hand, a fortune that grows with time. For collectors, my advice is this: never ignore wartime issues. They carry more than just silver, they carry history, emotion, and sacrifice. The 1918 no mint mark Mercury dime is proof that a coin can be both a historical artifact and a key to unimaginable riches. If you come across one, verify it, secure it, and treasure it. Because this is not just a coin, it is a legacy that can make you rich overnight and pass on wealth to generations. In conclusion, the 1918 Philadelphia Mercury dime is a coin of immense historical weight and staggering financial power. It is a treasure born in war, a piece of silver transformed into legend, and a collector's dream come true. And right here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you these truths every single day, trustful, faithful, and newly updated so you never miss the chance to uncover treasures like this. Stay tuned because the next Mercury dime on our list takes rarity to another level, and its story will leave you absolutely stunned. Coin number 6. The year was 1939. The world was on the edge of another devastating conflict. World War II was beginning in Europe, and America watched closely as global events unfolded. Here at home, the Philadelphia Mint struck one of the final runs of the Mercury dime series before the wartime years would change everything. Among them was the 1939 Mercury dime without a mint mark, a coin that today stands as a rare survivor, a silver relic with a story etched in every mark and shadow. The Mercury dime's designed by Adolph A. Weinman was already 2 decades old by this time, yet it had never lost its beauty. On the obverse, Liberty with her winged cap still symbolized freedom of thought and progress. And on the reverse, the fasces and olive branch remained powerful emblems of strength and peace. But the 1939 issue carries a special aura. Born in the quiet before America would enter the Second World War, it represents the last breath of normalcy before history changed forever. Now let's talk about what makes this specific coin so unique. This example comes with a black shade, a deep, natural toning that has formed over the decades, giving it a mysterious, almost haunting beauty. Collectors prize these unusual tones because they are signs of genuine age, untouched preservation, and authenticity. Add to that its circulated condition, And you have a piece that carries the fingerprints of history literally passed through the hands of Americans as the world shifted around them. It isn't a shiny, untouched coin. Instead, it is a warrior of survival, and that makes it just as rare and valuable as pristine examples. The rarity and demand of the 1939 no mint mark Mercury dime are tied to its place in history. Collectors know that late 1930s issues, especially in unusual conditions like this one, are increasingly scarce. Many were lost to melting during the silver drives of World War II, and countless more wore down into near oblivion during circulation. To find one today, still showing its design, still holding its black-toned beauty, and still commanding presence, that is the kind of discovery that excites even the most seasoned collectors. And here's the part that makes this coin truly breathtaking. The current market value of the 1939 Philadelphia Mercury dime, in circulated condition with its unique black shade, has reached an incredible $147,500. Yes, nearly $150,000 for a coin that once bought a simple meal. This is not fiction, it is truth. And the truth is, this coin's value is only climbing higher as collectors recognize its importance. What is worth $147,500 today will one day seem like a fraction of its future worth. This coin is not just silver, it is a living treasure, a fortune hidden in plain sight. For collectors, here is my tip. Never overlook circulated coins with unique characteristics. Too many people think only perfect, uncirculated coins have value. But the truth is, circulated survivors often carry deeper stories and higher collector demand. A coin with history, with toning, with marks of the era it lived through. Those pieces are priceless. The 1939 Mercury dime is proof of that. In conclusion, the year 1939 no mint mark Mercury dime is not just another silver piece. It is a symbol of resilience, survival, and enduring value. Its black shade gives it a haunting beauty. Its circulated condition connects it directly to the hands of history, and its staggering value makes it a true treasure of the numismatic world. And here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we continue to bring you faithful, trustful, and newly updated insights into these priceless coins. Stay with us, because the final Mercury dime in our lineup is the one you cannot afford to miss. It is the crown jewel, the ultimate treasure, and its story will leave you speechless. Number 7. The year was 1931. America was deep in the Great Depression. Banks were closing, jobs were disappearing, and families across the nation struggled to survive. Silver coins weren't just money, they were lifelines. And in the heart of Philadelphia, the nation's oldest mint struck a coin that today stands as a beacon of hope, survival, and unimaginable wealth. The 1931 Mercury dime without a mint mark. To the untrained eye, it may look like just another dime. But true collectors know this coin carries with it a story of scarcity, hardship, and hidden fortune. Its design, created by Adolph A. Weinman, remains one of the most admired in American history. On the obverse, Liberty appears in her winged Phrygian cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, a message that rang loudly during a time when freedom from poverty and despair felt like a distant dream. On the reverse, the fasces stand for unity and strength, wrapped by the olive branch of peace. This coin is not just silver, it is a symbol of resilience in America's hardest years. Now let's focus on what makes the 1931 no mint mark Mercury dime so extraordinary. First, its mintage was significantly lower compared to surrounding years. The Depression hit the economy so hard that fewer coins were needed in circulation, and as a result, far fewer dimes were struck. Many of the ones that did enter circulation were heavily worn down, lost, or destroyed in the decades that followed. That's why finding a fine-condition survivor today is like stumbling upon a buried treasure chest in the desert, unexpected, rare, and life-changing. Its unique features add to its appeal. A clean strike from the Philadelphia Mint, the bold, classic artistry of Liberty, and the absence of a mint mark, which collectors instantly recognize as the signature of the nation's oldest mint. A 1931 Mercury dime in fine condition radiates authenticity. Every tiny mark tells a story. Every curve of Liberty's portrait whispers of survival. It is a coin that has truly lived and lived to become treasure. And now comes the moment that leaves collectors stunned. The current market value of the 1931 no mint mark Mercury dime in fine condition has soared to an unbelievable $160,500. Yes, over $160,000 for a single dime. Think about that, a coin born in the shadow of poverty and struggle now stands as a monument of wealth and fortune. And its value doesn't stop here. Every year, its rarity grows sharper, its demand grows fiercer, and its price climbs higher. This is no small gain, it is a financial explosion waiting to happen. For collectors, here is my advice. Never overlook Depression-era coins. These are some of the most powerful survivors of American numismatics. They represent scarcity, struggle, and history in its rawest form. When you find a 1931 Mercury dime, don't hesitate. Verify it, preserve it, and treasure it. Because coins like this are more than collectibles. They are life-changing assets, treasures that can make you rich overnight and secure wealth for generations to come. In conclusion, the 1931 Mercury dime is a final jewel in the crown of this lineup. It is a coin of history, survival, and treasure. A dime that outshines its humble face value and transforms into a legacy of fortune. And here on Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you these stories faithfully, truthfully, and freshly updated every single day. My friends, we have now reached the end of our journey through the top 7 ultra-rare Mercury dimes. 7 coins, 7 treasures, each carrying history, beauty, and unimaginable wealth. If you've watched this far, you now know that coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it is a gateway to treasures hidden in plain sight. So stay with us, because this is just the beginning. Every day, more secrets are revealed, more treasures uncovered, and more fortunes discovered. Subscribe, like, and join the Rare U.S. Coin Secrets family, because together we are uncovering the truth that the world has forgotten. That in your pocket change and forgotten collections and in history itself, treasures worth millions are waiting to be found.